and welcome to a well overdue episode of Laying Strains. Today I'm going to be discussing the different insides of model locomotives. Here we have a Class 37 and a Class 37 and a Class 37. And here we have a Class 55 and a Class 55. This is a strange one because they're different lengths. And yet when I look up, they're the same height. And when I look up the thingamabobbers, it seems to be that this one's out of scale lengthwise. Anyway, besides that. And here we have a Class 20 and a Class 20. So, what's the difference? Hold that thought. And, by the way, I finally fixed that city of Glasgow. I did a bit of a double bill on it and made some contacts before the tender. There it goes. Not the quickest thing in the world, but hunky dory. And here's this purple thing. Rebuilt. What are they called again? I've forgotten. But anyway, that works as well. Just random fact. So, this one is this one. Center driven motor drives on both bogies, and it's got this circuity board on top and stuff like that, and you could fit that with that's a blanking plate thing, so you could put a chip on that, and that is made by, I forgot what it was, V-Trains, and I don't have scales. Trust me, that weighs a ton. Okay. Next, we have this rather antiquated thing. Can you see that old motor in there? So that whole motor is, shall we say, longitudinal and drives wheels there. And, oh look, this is a bit I hate. They're not even wheels, they're just dummy things. So that is an old Hornby. Yeah, just old Hornby felly. And that, even though it's got weights there, doesn't really weigh a ton. And then we have this felly here, which is one of those. And I can't dispose of that because I've wired some lights into there. Can you see that? Yeah, I wired some lights, directional lights into there. And that has the, how do we see this? The Ringfield type palaver in it. So yeah, let's see how that works. And that's the difference between a 37, a 37 and a 37. Next. So next we have the 55s and the 55s. Right. First thing, this old Crapello. Whether it's the right length or not, who knows. Right, just listen. That is metal. The whole body is metal. Heavy. Now check this gubbins out. Look at that for a motor. It's pointing up and down. And then there's a wee, what do we call it? I don't know what you call the sort of right angled gear kind of type thing. Drives the shaft onto worms, onto whatever. And some that old yellow thing there, God knows what that is. And then I forgot I'd done this, but I'm a bit addicted, eh? I've attempted directional lighting on that as well, so that'll be fun when those wires won't go back in the way I took them out. And then this one, which is an old Lima thing, I got that spontaneously because it was like 10 quid. And I thought, eBay. I'll put an offer. I didn't expect to actually get it. 10 quid. So this is quite horrible, really. When this arrived, it had no... There's supposed to be under this plastic bit a metal strip that contacts the axles on there. It just wasn't there. Hence, possibly why I got for 10 quid. But I've jiggery-pokeried some contacts in there and blah, 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 blah. So it will work now, but... So this is a... Where are we? A Lima type... what am I talking about? Ringfield type motor as well. And I think in this one, the magnet's gone. Because it does run, but it's... a bit of a damp squib when it comes to power. So, that's the difference between a 55 and a 55. Next. So, the old one, which I've done a dodgy paint job on, because I'm not very good at painting. But anyway, check this out. Look at this antiquated nonsense. Look at that. Look at it! How weird's that? Look, it's mental. It's, so you can actually see the... Yeah, you can see the motor there and the worm thing and blah, blah, blah. It's different from the Hornby... This is Hornby 00 or something. Yeah, it's a motor thing straight into the worm gear. On the other side... But look at it! It just hangs there. Yeah. Wow. Right, okay. Now, this is what's really interested me. That one. One, because I struggled there to take it apart. This lovely fellow, my friend with a beard, just gave me it because he said he couldn't be bothered digitizing it because he's all DCC and he just couldn't be bothered. So, yeah, it runs really well. But I did not expect this. So there we've got the motor and a wee drive shaft felly. I'll just lift this. Whee! Can you see that? A wee drive shaft down to the... Oh, there'll be a... You know, there's a gear mechanism thing in there. So, wow. That's weird. Oh, another interesting thing I just noticed is... So it picks up on that side from the four wheels there. There's no pickups on that bogie whatsoever, but every one of those has got traction tyres on it. So, interesting. So there you go. The difference between a Class 20 and a Class 20. That one's old Hornby 00. Did I mention that thing there, this monster? Or it might even be a Hornby Meccano or something. Anyway, ancientness. And that one is... Oh, it's Lima, I think. Yes, Lima. There you go, upside down. So, fascinating. Right, and that's that for that little bit. So, did you find that fascinating and enlightening? Good, good, I'm glad. I thought you would. So, shall we see how they run? And maybe there might be some other bits to this video. Wouldn't be like me to be sensible, would it? Okay. Here's the 70s type thing. 37. Seems to have a problem with bends. Probably some contact issue that I can't really be bothered fixing because it's not really part of this. Right, bored with that now, you're off. Next. There's the V-Trains 37. That, by the way, is the strongest thing I possess. That will pull a train! Haha! The older Hornby one with that ancient motor configuration. Bit loud, but it works. There we go. There we go. The ancient Hornby Meccano, I think that was. My fitted lights. Nice, not a problem. Apart from the fact it just completely fell off the track. Okay. And there's the 20, the Lima one. And here's the old Hornby 001. Oh no. Do we see it? It's the buffet car. Yep. So this week's In the Buffet car comes from the Shalimar in Versailles. Lovely place, great people, and some of my super vans. And that's that for this video. Only to add, this is the inside of a 170. Okay, the power car. I stuck it on, it ran a quarter of the way around the track and completely seized because both connections of both bogies, the wires have snapped. Something special about this 170 though, for the next video. In the meantime, I shall endeavour to fix it. Next time!